can talk about the second brain. We've got the brain that's in our head and we've got the brain that's in our gut. How does that fit in with the 7 pillars of health?
Yeah. Well, the microbiome, those bugs, we're mostly bugs. If we look at our genetics, our DNA and bugs, we're mostly bugs. It's not us anyway. So I say, be nice to your bugs. We need to know the bugs. We're learning a lot about it. There's a lot more we need to learn, but we're seeing certain ones that may be used in cancer treatment someday. The brain gut connection is real. We know when one's upset, the other one is. In fact, your neurotransmitters, your serotonin, your dopamine, all those things that make us feel good, sleep good, all those things, they're made in your gut. They're made there and they're modulated. And so is your immune system. So if your gut health is not good, it's one of the main pillars. There's 7 pillars of health that I talk about, but the gastrointestinal is one of the most important. Health begins and ends there because your brain chemistry, your immune system, which as we all know affects everything. Yeah. Gut health is very, very important. So a great way to judge if we're getting into the 7 pillars, your gut health is take a look at your poo. And I'm going to call them bowel movements, or poo, but people don't want to talk about it, but we need to talk about it. And they end up laughing and thinking it's a great thing to talk about. But normal, most people don't know what normal is. And I talk a lot about common isn't normal. Just because it's common, everybody around you is tired. Everybody around you has GI issues. It doesn't mean it's normal. So let's talk a minute about normal. Normal bowel movement should be about as long from your wrist to your elbow, that long. And it should be about as big around as your wrist. Okay. In the middle, it should be a soft log. It should definitely be a log. It should be soft and easily passed. It shouldn't smell bad. Sometimes, according to what you ate, it may be a little off, but most days, not smelling bad. And it should happen once a day. Anything outside of that is not normal, in my opinion. And people get better when we have that happen. Now, what causes it not to be a lengthy parasites, leaky gut, a bacterial infection? That's where the testing comes in. Why are you not having that? But if you're not having that and your doctor tells you, oh, it's okay for you to go to the bathroom every 3 or 4 days, it's because they're constipated. It's not normal. It should be once a day. And that gastric health imperative for everything else.
Yes. Yeah. I remember when you did the 10-minute talk in the Genius Network that we both belong to, and you went through the example of what you just did and you raised your arm and people were gasping.
Yeah. And Susan, they still talk about what it was that 8 months ago. They still are talking about it. It's still in the chat or it still comes up. They're going, oh, mine have gotten better. Oh, it's still a topic of let's talk about it. It's a fun.
And it's because you opened that door.
Yeah.
That's not a topic that most people talk about. It's like, are you constipated or do you have diarrhea?
Yeah.
Or do you have
right.
normal bowel movements? But nobody talks about the length of it, the width of it, the smell of it.
Right. Yeah. And a lot of people don't look. They say, I don't know. And I say, well, you better know. You better start, because there's lots of information in that. That we can see. So yeah, very important. And
so that's, and what you just said, that's a very easy thing. We don't need a doctor to determine if something's right or wrong.
That's right.
We just look at our bowel movements every day and see how things are and how our gut is feeling.
Do you know that the cells inside your gut wall lining are the same as your skin? So embryologically, when we form, we literally flip wrong side out. So when people have any kind of skin issue, the first place I look is the gut, because if the skin's upset, especially eczema, psoriasis, things like that, and if it's autoimmune, all that, but it all is connected to the gut. And if the skin's upset, so is the inside of the gut. There's lots of signs that our bodies give us, but with eczema, probably got put on the inhibitors and autoimmune and all the medications which make the gut health worse. And it's just this vicious cycle when we have lots of hints our body gives us. And that's the 7 pillars. I'm saying you should be checking in these 7 areas all the time, and don't think it's common. Know what normal is. And if you're not normal, find the root of the problem.